The Denison Big Red facing off against the Kenyon Lords. I am George Carson, joined here by Michael Flanagan as we are getting ready for first pitch here of Game 2. On the hill for today for the Big Red is freshman Kenny Lippman. And stepping in for the Lords prior to first pitch is the center fielder Ryan Page. Lippman's first pitch will be delivered on the outside corner for strike number 1.
Ryan Page coming in on the day, batting a .365 ER, or average, excuse me.
As Lippman will deliver strike number 2, this Lords lineup is really up and down, a pretty complete lineup, as you said, with Page leading the way here to start. That ball will be grounded down the third base line, foul, to keep the count at 0-2. Page, a sophomore from Los Angeles, California, so far away from home. This Page will await the 0-2 from Lippman. That ball will be lofted into right field. Robinson will be under it to make the play for out number 1. Lippman this season coming in, the freshman, has a 2-1 record and 22 innings pitched. He has a remarkably low 1.23 ERA with 19 strikeouts to go with that, so close to a strikeout per inning. As he'll fill up the zone again to start the third baseman, Brent Henderson. Strike number 1. That ball will be grounded to Max Lawn. Max Lawn will come up and throw on to Krushena at first for out number 2.
Pretty routine ground ball there for Max Lawn.
As most are for him, it seems like. And just like that, pretty quickly, we have 2 outs here in the top of this first inning. And stepping in is the shortstop, number 9, Alex Gow. As that'll be the third straight hitter that Lippman will start with a strike. Gow, another sophomore from California, as he fouls that pitch off to make it 0-2. So Lippman looking for that 20th K on the season. Get the Big Red bats ready to work. As he will get it, strike number 3. And just like that, the Big Red are coming up to hit after a routine 1-2-3 first inning. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. Stepping in for the Big Red to start the bottom of this first is number 11, Max Lawn. Manning shortstop today, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Lawn coming in, batting a hot .468 for the Big Red.
And he had a great day in the first game as well, so he looks to build on that as he'll get behind 0-1 in the count. And doing the pitching today in the nightcap will be number 5, Patrick O'Leary. So deliver a ball high. He has a 3-1 record with 27 innings pitched. In 27 innings pitched, he has a 3 ERA with 13 Ks and 14 walks. So does have a bit of control issues, it seems like. So as he'll get behind in the count, 2-1 to Lawn. Make that 3-1 now. As O'Leary is a junior from Connecticut. So it seems like a lot of guys that are far away from home for this Kenyon Lords team. Lawn will take that strike on the inside corner, a fastball from O'Leary to make the count 3-2. Seen a lot of pitches from the leadoff hitter here as Lawn will put that ball in play up the middle, and it'll get through a seeing eye single. Doesn't always have to be hard hit, but Lawn is on to start this bottom of the first with a single up the middle.
As long as you find a way to squeak it through there, it's acceptable.
That's right.
Now batting, number 17, Brady Payne.
Stepping in is the senior designated hitter Grady Payne, who had a rough game in Game 1 as he was hit by a pitch in the hand and also in the face. So he's back here for Game 2 and ready to do it all over again. And Lon will get on for him. So that off-speed pitch will start Payne from O'Leary to make the count 0-1.
Payne currently batting a .398 for the Big Red.
It seems like every person in this Big Red lineup is just
phenomenal.
Whenever you say that average, it just scares me. As it scares most pitchers in the NCAC. That O'Leary pitch will be outside, 1-1.
Against right-handed pitchers, Payne is batting a .395.
Seems like Coach Deegan always likes to play the matchups, and Payne does rake against the right-handed pitching, so this does look like a favorable matchup for him. So off-speed pitches in the dirt, and Lon will go, and there will be no throw. So Lon will move up on the ball in the dirt for a stolen base.
Seen a lot of off-speed breaking balls earlier here for Del Rosso, trying to get a lot of the Big Red batters to, bite on the bait, but not many of them are going for him.
So Payne will await the 2-1. That will miss, 3-1. So as Payne awaits the 3-1 pitch with Lon in scoring position, looking to get ahead early here for the Big Red. So he'll pop that sky high on the infield. Gow is under it and will make the play for out number 1. So an unproductive out from Payne as he'll pop out to the shortstop, and that'll bring in number 6, Ty Robinson.
Now batting number 6, Ty Robinson.
And Robinson will be manning right field as he has so often for this Big Red lineup. So that'll be on the outside corner for strike number 1. So O'Leary filling up the zone early and often.
Another Big Red batter coming in batting above a .300. Robinson coming in batting a .373.
Well above, which is always good to see. So that ball will be lined up the middle, and they will hold Lon at third. That ball will be cut off, so runners at first and third here for the ever-so-hot Will Krushena.
Looks like Lon got caught up there between second and third. I think he thought that ball was going to be caught, but coach is a little disappointed, but hey, it's all good. They still got a base hit.
And Krushena here, entering the game, has a 27-game hit streak, looking to extend that and put his name in the record book all by himself, as that is tied the school record. So let's see if he can get it here in this first inning and also get the Big Red off to a 1-0 lead. That off-speed pitch. Krushena tried to check his swing and did so successfully, making the count 1-0. Krushena will take a rip at that. Fastball that was at the knees from O'Leary for strike number 1. Krushena is a junior from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So that ball will be ripped into center field. Going back on it, and that will get down. So there's the record right there, ladies and gentlemen. 1 run will score, and it will be second and third. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Will Krushena putting himself in the history books with that RBI double, as he is now sitting alone on the longest hit streak, which is currently sitting at 28. Certainly a special moment for him. And he's also probably just as happy to put the Big Red up 1-0 here in the top of this first. Or in the bottom of this first, rather, sorry. Stepping in is Brian Mcauliffe. Mcauliffe in game 1 in the 7th inning had that home run that was able to put the Big Red ahead and keep that lead when they were eventually victorious in game 1. So looking for more of the same. So rip that ball up the middle. 1 run will score. Krushena rounding and coming home with no throw. So just like that, the Big Red are up 3-0. And Brian Mcauliffe with 2 more RBIs.
Takes 28 RBIs in the year for Mcauliffe. It's not a horrible stat.
Absolutely not. And that's not even counting the 3-run home run in the first game as well. So he broke that 30 mark, which is definitely a good place to be. Stepping in will be the freshman catcher, Daniel Spencer. So he will try and lay down a bunt that will go foul for strike number 1. Spencer is a freshman from Northbrook, Illinois.
Currently batting a .333 for the Big Red.
So he'll take that off-speed pitch for strike number 2. Spencer appeared in game 1 as a pinch hitter as Baldinger was doing the catching and had an RBI single to keep that 7th inning rally going that eventually led them to victory. So looking to work on that 1 hit that he had in game 1 in game 2 here, as that'll be strike 3. Spencer will go down looking, a fastball from O'Leary on the outside corner. So that'll be out number 2, and stepping in is the freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Talk about a well-placed pitch there from O'Leary. I mean, the catcher just scooted left a little bit and just hit the glove exactly where he needed to.
I was a little bit surprised to see them attack Spencer like that on the 0-2 pitch, but I think it even surprised Spencer because he went down looking as that ball from Ferran will get through. Mcauliffe looking to move up to third, and he will. So first and third, a curious base running decision by Mcauliffe, as he never want to make that last out at third base, but he'll get there safely. So first and third here for Carson Wood, the freshman from Arlington, Virginia.
Carson Wood currently batting a .316 with 10 RBIs in the season.
Looking to add on to that, get his 11th here, and extend this Big Red lead.
Absolutely. Wood also has 2 home runs for the Big Red.
It's nice to see that pop, especially with the wind blowing out in center field here. That pitch will miss for ball number 1. So Big Red making O'Leary throw a lot of pitches, as the Big Red were able to get a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first, and now they're carrying that momentum from that late game 1 rally. As Wood will take that pitch for strike number 1.
Another painted corner pitch there by O'Leary.
O'Leary really trying to work around the plate here. As you said, he's been painting the corners, but he might be getting too much of the zone on some of these pitches. Big Red have been taking advantage. That'll be a delayed steal by Ferran, and nobody is covering, and he will get in there. So Ferran using his speed to move up into scoring position and catch the Lord middle infield sleeping. So now it's second and third for Wood here with a 2-1 count. Wood will put that into center field. Page will get under it and will make the play. So the Big Red strike 3 times on 5 hits, as the Big Red are up over the Lords 3-0 after 1 inning. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. As stepping in for the Lords here is the pitcher,
Now batting for the Lords,
number 5, Patrick O'Leary.
O'Leary currently batting a .419, a hot .419 for the Lords with 35 RBIs.
It's always interesting to see the pitcher doing the hitting, but whenever O'Leary's hot as he is, it makes sense. As Littman will get that pitch in, make it 0-1. That ball will be grounded to second baseman Ruggieri, and it'll take an odd hop. And it seems like when the hitters are hot, you get a good bounce, and O'Leary will get a good bounce there, as that'll be an error on Ruggieri. And the Lords, after giving up a couple runs there in the bottom of the first, have a runner on. And stepping in is the second baseman, Matt Contreras. Littman will throw over to Krushena to check on O'Leary. O'Leary back pretty easily.
Contreras has 42 hits on 109 at-bats this season, batting a .385.
A lot of at-bats, and that ball will be fair and get down into the left field corner. So that ball using every inch it could from Contreras, as that'll hit off the line and be just out of McAuliffe's reach. And just like that, the Lords are attempting to strike back and are threatening here after the Ruggieri error. And Contreras double, runners on second and third for the catcher, Andrew Robinwitz. So Littman in some trouble here in the top of the second inning. He does have a 3-run cushion though. Looking to use that, as that ball will get lofted into left center and will fall. Ferran will pick up and throw home. Spencer will throw down to second. So he's in there, and the run will come in to score. So Spencer throwing down to second will allow Contreras with some heads-up base running to score as well. So a little bit of a hectic play there, and coach coming out to talk it over with them, and it'll be it'll now be 3-2.
Robinowitz driving in his 8th RBI on the season. He's only had 35 at-bats, but of those 35, he's gotten 14 hits, now 15 on 36.
So with 2 RBIs, they're right back in this game.
Big Red making a few mental errors here in this second inning with that second base error and then the questionable throw to second.
As luckily they have that 3-run cushion, and now stepping in is the first baseman, number 10, Trenton DiFilippo. DiFilippo, the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. So that pitch from Littman will be up to make the count 1-0.
DiFilippo probably happy to see the sun today. as he's used to seeing it down in Florida, not all the time here in Ohio.
No, but sometimes in April we get sunny days. So that'll be in there for a strike 1-1.
Yeah, it's a key word sometimes. But when we do, we're happy.
That's right. The Kenyan dugout given some life here, as there's a runner in scoring position and 2 already in the top of this second inning. That Littman pitch will miss again to make it 2-1. So Littman is going to have to show some veteran presence, as he's only a freshman, but he's looking to show the coaches that he plays much older than that, as he is looking to work out of some trouble here in the top of the second. Spencer will get by, but the runner will not advance, and Mcauliffe laying out as Spencer threw down to ensure that the runner was not moving up. Mcauliffe makes a great play to ensure that that ball does not get past him. So a lot of movement for the runner not even to move up. But the count is now 3-1 to DeFilippo. So that 3-1 pitch is in there to make it 3-2. Strikeout for Lippman would be big here. But DeFilippo will foul that pitch off. That was a great pitch.
DeFilippo doing whatever he can to stay in this count. 3-2 is a tough count to be in, definitely as a batter and as a pitcher.
Absolutely. You're looking for the other to make a mistake. DeFilippo's looking to get on any way he can to keep this rally going. Lippman looking for the strikeout. That pitch will be knuckled, and Ruggieri will make the play for out number 1. So nice play by Ruggieri there. So that was a little bit of a knuckler. He was playing up a little bit more, but able to make the play. So now stepping in left field will be Will Sturgeon. So that Lippman pitch will be high and outside, 1-0.
Sturgeon currently batting at .298 with 13 RBIs for the Lords.
Just looking to add on to that and tie up this game. So Lippman will check the runner. Sturgeon, a freshman, another player from California for them, as he's looking to make a big impact here. As that ball will be popped up, Robinson under it will make the play. The runner, Rabinowitz, will not move up for out number 2. So Lippman has settled in here to get out number 2 after a little bit of a hectic play and a mound visit. He's able to settle down. And now stepping in is Eric Del Rosso, who's also playing right field today for the Lords. Del Rosso will call time, as Lippman was a little bit concerned about the runner there at second, giving him a couple extra looks.
Del Rosso, one of the hot Kenyon Lord hitters, batting at .323.
So take a swing on the first pitch, make the count 0-1. So 1 through 9, this Lords lineup hits. They're looking to keep this rally alive to tie this game up here in the top of the second. As that ball will be grounded to Lon. Lon will throw across the diamond. He will be in there safe. Del Rosso just beats that throw from Lon, as Lon had to go deep into the hole to try and get it. He made a great play on the ball, fired it across the diamond, but Del Rosso was able to get on with the infield single. Rabinowitz will move up to third on the play. And now stepping in is the leadoff hitter, Ryan Page, who last at bat flew out to Robinson in right. Lippman will start him with a fastball on the outside corner, so working the whole plate here, making it 0-1. Off-speed pitch makes it 0-2. So Lippman, even though he's gotten into a little bit of danger here in the top of the second, is still pitching pretty efficiently, only at about 26 pitches. So that really efficient first inning will probably help him if he can get out of this jam here, first and third, and working on Page, as he will blow the fastball by Page. So Lippman able to tightrope out of danger, but doesn't get out of the inning unscathed. 2 runs for the Lords on 3 hits and 1 big red error. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. As stepping in is the second baseman, Anthony Ruggieri, who is the only one who didn't get to get in on the 3-run rally in the first inning, hitting in the 9-hole.
Coming into today's doubleheader, Ruggieri batting a .296.
So lay down a bunt here. O'Leary will come off the mound and throw. Oh! And that throw will be up the right field line. The first baseman trying to make a play on it will take out Ruggieri, but Ruggieri getting right back up. Looks like he's okay. And Ruggieri will be on to start the inning.
Now batting, number 11, Max Lawn.
So Ruggieri on with the bunt single. And stepping in is the shortstop, Max Lawn, like so many of his teammates, 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a stolen base. So the Big Red picking up right where they left off as Ruggieri's on base. That O'Leary pitch will miss high to Lawn. So Lawn 2 at-bats in 2 innings, so as he'll whip that right back up the middle, and that will fall right into Page's glove, right at him. It's a hard hit ball, but a line drive right at the center fielder for out number 1.
It's a good hit there by Lawn, but again, like you said, just right to the center fielder, and just a tough go there for Max Lawn.
Stepping in will now be the designated hitter, Grady Payne. Payne, in his last at-bat, flew out that towering fly ball in the infield to Gow at short. So think about going around for that one, but the umpire says it doesn't matter, to strike anyway.
Again, O'Leary really working the corners here on a lot of the Big Red batters, making them think twice about all their swings.
Especially early in the count. You want to jump on those pitches if they're over the heart of the plate, but if he's working the corners, Ruggieri will go, and Payne will drive that down the right field line foul. So well out in front of that, as he'll hit one of the light posts down the right field line. So now Payne is behind 0-2. So even though we're only through an inning and a half right now, we've seen a lot of action in this 3-2 ball game. As Payne will loft that into left field. Sturgeon is under it and will make the catch for out number 2. And stepping in will be the right fielder, Ty Robinson. So it seemed like the Big Red may have been in business to start the bottom half of the second, but after 2 quick flyouts, Robinson stepping in now with 2 outs and Ruggieri on first base. So looking to get a 2-out rally going here. So that ball will be belted into right field, and it just happens to be right at Del Rosso for out number 3. So 1 hit on the inning. There will be no runs for the Big Red. You are watching the Denison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. And stepping in to start this top of the 3rd inning is the 3rd baseman, Brent Henderson. Henderson is a freshman from Ohio.
Last at bat, Henderson grounded out to the shortstop.
Lippman looking for more of the same of that to keep the ball on the ground. So that pitch will miss 1-0. Lippman will get him swinging. Make the count 1-1. So Lippman's been filling up the zone here, looking to continue to do that. It's a nice breaking ball in the inside corner, 1 and 2. So Lippman, after that rough top of the second, looking good here, as he will blow that fastball by Henderson for his third strikeout, for Lippman's third strikeout on the day.
Good pitch there from Lippman, just hanging it a little high and making chase it. Henderson, excuse me.
Stepping in is the shortstop, Alex Gow. That is a ball. Lippman doesn't seem to have a ton of velocity on that fastball, but then whenever he gets into 2 strikes, it seems like he just blows it right by hitters, especially going up in the zone. So Gow will foul fastball off to make the count 1 and 1.
I think a lot of these Kenyan hitters are looking for breaking balls early in the count.
So there's a breaking ball right there to make it 1 and 2. Gow will foul it off. Seems like thus far Lippman's best pitches to get early strikes have been those off-speed pitches, those curveballs and changeups. But whenever he needs a strikeout, he goes to that fastball, as he does right there. Gow's able to foul it off. So 3 consecutive pitches fouled off. Seems like Gow might be catching on to what Lippman is doing. Lippman looking to mix it up and get the K. Or a ground out, as he'll take it himself and flip it on to Krushena for out number 2. So a 1-3 put out, and bringing in the ever so hot Patrick O'Leary, who is also doing the pitching this evening. Lippman will miss 1-0. So something you haven't seen very much from him in the 12 batters he's faced. He's filled up the zone for the most part, as he'll get that fastball past O'Leary to make it 1-1. Most of those first pitches have been strikes. But Lippman's battled back here. So O'Leary will ground that down the first baseline. Krushena will make a nice play, take it himself for out number 3. So no runs on no hits and no errors. Currently the Big Red are leading the Kenyon Lords 3-2. You're watching the Dennison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Dennison Sports Network. And stepping in has an active hit streak, which is currently the school record of 28 games. The first baseman, Will Krushena. So in his last at bat, he hit that double to make that record official. And now looking to add on to that, as that ball will be driven into center field. Going back on it, and that ball will not come back. Krushena absolutely crushing that ball to center field. Page looked up and thought he might have had a chance at it, but it was not coming back, as Krushena will extend that lead to now 4-2. So you got a hold of that ball and deposit it over the center field wall, 400 plus feet away.
It's Krushena's 4th home run this season. Again, adding on to that Big Red lead and that hit streak that's still going, that's an unbelievable hit streak that he has going.
And now stepping in is the third baseman, Brian Mcauliffe, who did something very similar in Game 1, hit a home run that was in a very similar place in center field. So he gets behind 0-1, so O'Leary looking to settle in after that Krushena home run. So throw a breaking ball outside for 1-1. The way Page played that Krushena home run in center, it seemed like he had a shot at it, and then it kept going back, and then he got caught in the wind out there in center field, and then he looked up at it and it was gone.
I think he realized he wasn't getting it when he hit the wall.
They put the warning track out there for a reason, but I guess Page thought he might have had a chance. 2-1 to Mcauliffe now. So he'll rip that ball down the right field line, foul. So it's the second time we've seen a left-handed big red hitter get hold of a ball, but just well early. That breaking ball will be outside. As catcher Robinwitz thought he might have had a chance at it, but it's now 3-2 to Mcauliffe. That ball will bounce in and scare Mikie a little bit there.
That definitely scared me. I definitely jumped for that one.
As we're a pretty good bit back here in the press box, but Mikie thought it might be coming for
I
him.
thought that ball was coming through the net.
Mcauliffe is on with the walk. And stepping in.
Good thing I'm not a catcher.
It's exactly what you don't want to do if you're the catcher. You want to get in front of it, but Mikie jumped out
I
of
have
the
a
way.
net in front of me. I don't know what I was doing.
Net in front of you and pretty far away. We're going to have somebody come out and check on O'Leary, it seems like. We are going to have a pitching change. So while the pitching change is being made, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the Dennison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Dennison Sports Network. As Patrick O'Leary will leave the game with an injury. It seems like we hope he's okay. So O'Leary's day is done. After 2 innings pitched, he gave up 4 earned runs and threw a total of 40 pitches. And entering the game is number 24, Zac Bezerra, the freshman from Maryland.
Ferran coming in on 7 relief games pitched with an ERA of 5.68, pitching 12 2/3 innings with 10 strikeouts.
So the Lords looking for some innings out of Bezerra as Spencer will step in and take strike number 1.
It's always good to get on top of the inning, especially when you just came in for the relief.
So Bezerra will inherit Mcauliffe. Spencer will square to bunt and will pull back and now be down 0-2. Spencer in his first plate appearance struck out looking to avoid a similar fate here in this at-bat against Bezerra. So that pitch will be well high for ball number 1. Spencer choking up on the bat there, looking to just get the ball in play here. So Big Red are currently leading 4-2 in the bottom of this 3rd inning. Spencer will put that ball to the second baseman, will flip to the shortstop for 1, and Spencer will be well safe. So a fielder's choice there. Mcauliffe will be erased, so nothing more will be given to O'Leary. So the stat line I gave you earlier will be his final one.
Now batting number 8, Ferran.
And Spencer is on the fielder's choice. And stepping in is the freshman center fielder, Ferran. Ferran in the first plate appearance had a single and had that great delayed steal as that ball will get away from the catcher. And Spencer will move up to second. Good base running on Spencer's part. So he will get in there with 1 out and a 1-0 count to Ferran. So Ferran looking to add to this lead for the Big Red. As that was a fastball in the dirt from Bezerra that was just not able to keep in front of Robinwitz. It's always tough to block those fastballs. That will miss low again. Make the count 2-0.
Nice hitters count here for Ferran. See if he can do anything with it.
If it were up to him, he'd certainly do something with it. Let's see if he's able to do so. That pitch will miss high 3-0. So it seems like the home plate umpire is giving a little bit of ground east to west on the corners of the plate, but not giving much north to south, keeping it pretty tight on that number to knees area. 3-0 will miss, and Ferran will be on a 4-pitch walk. So runners at first and second for the left fielder, Carson Wood. Wood in his first at-bat flew out to center.
Now batting, number 23, Carson Wood.
And looking to get on here and potentially drive in Spencer from second. As so many people probably thought, after that 4-pitch walk, Wood will take for strike 1. So it seemed like he had the take sign the whole way there. Didn't even think about taking a hack at that. That ball will be ripped into left field. Spencer got a late jump on it. Want to make sure that the third baseman Henderson didn't make a great play on it. So now we have loaded bases for Anthony Ruggieri. Ruggieri in his last plate appearance had that bunt single.
Now batting, number 2, Anthony
So
Ruggieri.
Wood really connecting on that pitch and putting it into left field. It's now the Kenyan head coach coming out to talk to the umpire. See if there's potentially a switch here of some sort. So I'm not totally sure what they are talking about. As soon as we know, we will let you know.
Can't do anything right, man.
I know. Never. If I ever see him out, I'm like,
It seems like the home plate umpire has his lineup card out, so it might be an issue with the big red lineup. As he'll now come and talk to the third base coach, Deegan, for the big red. It's also the head coach trying to fix this issue. Maybe something with a number or a position being played or some sorts. And Bezerra will stay loose. Coach Deegan prompting something to the Big Red bullpen, but so now we're going to go over and talk to the Kenyan coach once again. This is really interrupting the flow of this game, as now the umpires will come together. So we go from the Kenyan coach to Coach Deegan, back to the Kenyan coach, and now both umpires will talk. So after all that, we still have bases loaded with 1 out. The bottom of this third inning, the Big Red leading the Lords 4-2. Ruggieri stepping in with the bases loaded.
Coming into today, Ruggieri has 4 at-bats with the bases loaded. Only has 1 hit, but looking for another one here today.
So he'll be hacking at that first pitch and will miss, making it 0-1. So the Big Red looking to extend this lead and have a great opportunity here with Ruggieri at the plate. Let's see if he can deliver. Bezerra looking to potentially get a double play ball as that ball is popped up. Will it be in play? It will be in the Big Red dugout. Henderson gave chase, but it is eventually a foul ball. So Ruggieri down 0-2 and looking to choke up on that bat a bit and get the ball in play and bring home Spencer from third. So that ball is again popped up, and that will get out of play. So that was just out of our line of sight, right behind the Kenyan dugout, but it will eventually get fouled. So we'll stay at 0-2. So Ruggieri looking to get the ball in play and get an RBI. Looking to do almost anything except strike out. So trying to avoid that K here in the 0-2 count. On deck is Max Lawn. That pitch will be low. Robinwitz will be able to keep it in front of him. As again, Bezerra putting that fastball in the dirt. So 1-2 now. Ruggieri looking to do some damage and add some insurance to this 2-run Big Red lead. So put the ball in play, foul. So really good at bat here by Ruggieri so far. Would be a great at bat if he could get a hit and an RBI. But so far has worked back from that 0-2 to make it 1-2 now. And has fouled a couple pitches off. So giving Bezerra some fits here. So that pitch will miss low to make it 2-2. So Ruggieri really working hard here. And Bezerra will get the fastball by him. So Ruggieri, after a great at bat, will strike out swinging. And stepping in, he's the shortstop, Max Lawn.
See if Lawn can stay high here, as he has been all season.
He certainly has been hot all season. And he's looking to pad those stats, get some more RBIs. As that ball will be lofted into right field and will drop. So it seems like the right fielder Del Rosso misplayed it a bit. So that will mean that Lawn will get that ball in the outfield, put the ball in play, and see what happens as Spencer and Ferran will both score, making the score 6-2. So Lawn is on base. 2 runs scored there. So Lawn's just the guy that you want up there. And he gets the job done. And stepping in is Grady Payne. So wasn't exactly sure how the official score would play that one. A little bit of an awkward play as Payne will foul that off, but they give Lawn the single and the 2 RBIs. Probably helps that it's a home game. And the Big Red extend that lead 6-2. So Payne looking to keep this rally going with 2 outs here as he's down 0-1. And again, the Big Red with some heads-up base running. And the Lords middle infielder caught sleeping again, along with the catcher Robinwitz, as Lawn moves up into scoring position and takes that force out away at second. 1-1 the count. Lawn at second and Wood at third here. Payne at the plate. Nice block by Robinwitz there. Robinwitz rather. And count is now 2-1.
That was Lawn's second stolen base of the game, 10th of the season coming into today.
So Lon certainly using those wheels in the leadoff spot. Let's see if he can use those wheels once again if Payne can get a ball on the ground in the outfield. Payne will successfully check his swing, and that ball will be low. 3-1 now. So Bezerra has entered the game here in this bottom of the third. And has certainly had to work in every single pitch he has thrown. So that'll be ball 4. So we'll load them up once again for Ty Robinson. So the stolen base does not come back to hurt the Lords, as Lon would have ended up there anyway. So Lon gets to pad the stats. And Payne gets on for the first time today. Stepping in is Ty Robinson, who's 1 for 2. A single and a fly out to right. So take that first pitch for a strike to make it 0-1.
This is Robinson's first at bat with the bases loaded this season. Seeing if he can get something going here for the Big Red.
Don't get these opportunities all that much, as that pitch will get away from Robinwitz. There's a fastball in the outside corner that might have just lost, and Wood's able to get in there to home, and all the runners will move up. So second and third now on the pass ball from Robinwitz. So Robinwitz was able to have a nice block just a couple pitches ago, but that fastball got by him, and it cost the Lords a run. So it's now 1-1 to Robinson. So Robinson looking to extend that 5-run cushion that the Big Red currently have. That Bezerra pitch a little bit frustrated, seems like, as he had a little bit more gas behind that one, making it 1-2. Bezerra is getting ready to deliver his 26th pitch of this inning. So he will get Robinson swinging. And just like that, the Big Red strike for 4 to extend their lead to 5. You're watching the Denison Sports Network, and after 3 innings, the Big Red leads 7-2. And now stepping in for the Kenyon Lords to start the top of this 4th inning will be Matt Contreras. That Lippman first pitch will fall in there for strike 0-1. That ball will be lined up the middle from Contreras. Lippman able to get out of the way. And he is on the single.
Nice little piece of hitting there from Matt Contreras. Get that first run on in the inning.
Contreras definitely a nice approach there, taking that ball exactly right back where it came from. And stepping in will be the catcher, Robinowitz. That ball is outside from Lippman, 1-0. So starting to get nice and dark here this evening. This 7:30 start after 3 innings is already at 8:30. And completely dark almost. So it's now 2-0. So Big Red looking to keep this 5-run cushion, and the Lords looking to start to claw their way back here. So that 2-0 pitch will be swung at and missed. 2-1. Lippman certainly continuing to fill up the strike zone. This 5-run cushion will probably continue to do so. So that ball will be fouled down the right field line, out of play, to make the count 2-2. So Lippman looking to get his 4th strikeout of the day. This 2-2 count. That ball will be lined into right field. Robinson will come up to play it. That runner will hold at second base as he fires a laser to Mcauliffe. Perfect one hop. So Contreras probably thought better of it.
Now batting, number 10,
So-
Trent DiFilippo.
On with the single for Urbanowitz. First and second now for Trenton DiFilippo. DiFilippo looking to keep this rally going here for the Lords. So square to bunt. That pitch looked to be a bit high. Tried to lay it down anyway and will foul it off. It's now behind 0-1. So looking like the Lords are trying to play some small ball here and get 2 runners in scoring position. Almost cut that lead in that big red lead in half. Square again to bunt. Always tough to bunt those off-speed pitches, so bunt that into the protective netting. 0-2 to DiFilippo. So let's see if they'll still have him bunting on 0-2, or looking to not risk the strikeout here as he's behind 0-2 with nobody out. So he will not square. And that pitch will be high to make the count 1-2. So Contreras on first, Urbanowitz on Contreras on second, Urbanowitz on first. DiFilippo at the plate, down 1-2. And Lippman looking to get an out. That pitch will be high. Make the count 2-2. So it seems like Lippman going up the ladder here on these fastballs. The Lords are starting to catch on to that. And they're starting to follow it a little bit less here. Lippman will throw an off-speed pitch, and it seemed like DiFilippo thought about getting out of the way there and thought, I'd like to see the bases loaded. So he doesn't, but that off-speed pitch will break inside, but will miss off the inside portion of the plate. 3-2 now. DiFilippo's battled back here and looking to get on, as he will be on with the walk. So he battles all the way back from down 0-2. Be on with the walk. And Lippman in a bit of trouble here. So bases loaded with nobody out.
Now batting, number 4, Will Sturgeon.
And stepping in will be the left fielder, Will Sturgeon.
Really good at bat there from Trenton DiFilippo coming back from 0-2. It's always tough to come all the way back from 0-2, especially when could have got discouraged there with those 2 missed bunts, but really good battle in the plate.
Certainly a good plate appearance from him. As Spencer, that fastball being dirted, was able to knock it down, but seemed like he might have lost it for a second. And it seems like we're going to get a mound visit here from Coach Roman. So with the bases loaded here and a 5-run lead for the Big Red, Will Sturgeon is in. And last time he flew out to right field. Sturgeon looking to get something in play here and get the Lords within a 1 swing of the bat deficit. So Coach Romick will go back to the dugout. Spencer and the home plate umpire will return to the plate. And we're back in play here. As Lippman will toe the rubber. And Sturgeon awaits the Lippman pitch. That ball will be grounded to third base to Mcauliffe. Mcauliffe will go to second for 1. Ruggieri will think better of it as Sturgeon was getting down the line quickly, so he will get the RBI. But it is a fielder's choice, so the Big Red will get 1 out. As DiFilippo's cut down there at second, so Sturgeon on the fielder's choice and RBI. Scoring is Contreras.
Sturgeon's 14th RBI on the season.
Now batting,
And Rabonowitz will move up to third. So the Lords still threatening, but at least the Big Red were able to get one there. Littman will start Del Rosso off with a strike. 0-1. Del Rosso, the junior from Connecticut. Went to St. John Paul II High School. And he laces that ball into the left center field gap. 1 run will score. Sturgeon is on his horse and will be waved home from first base and will be in there with no throw. So Sturgeon showed his speed, beating out that double play and then showing it once again, scoring from first there on the double from Del Rosso. So he'll bring in 2. And just like that, this back and forth game continues to be back and forth as the Big Red lead has been cut to 2. And the Lords, top of their lineup, coming back up here. The center fielder Page coming up, and he's 0 for 2 with a fly out to right and a strikeout. He's swinging early, knowing Littman wants to get ahead in the count here. Make the count 0-1. We do have some action out there in the Big Red bullpen. Looks like it may be Henry Hack. See 0-1 coming from Littman. Ruggieri thought he might want to throw back there. Nice block by Spencer. However, it is a ball. Count is 1-1. So Littman currently at 58 pitches through 3 1/3. I'd like to see a little bit more efficiency here, but judging that he's given up 5 runs so far, not too bad as he'll miss outside. 2-1.
Spencer being very mobile behind the plate.
It's big to keep that runner Del Rosso at second as compared to third with a 1 out. That way the sac fly is not an option for the Lords. So certainly a big play. Spencer being mobile back there. Page will foul that pitch off. 2-2. So the Big Red clinging to a 2-run lead right now. And the Lords continuing to threaten here in the top of this 4th inning. So they've already got 3 in the inning. Looking to get some more, and Littman will go up there with the high cheddar. And we'll get Page for the second time on that same pitch for a second strikeout of Page of the day. Now with 2 outs, so Littman looking to get out of this inning with a 2-run lead still for the Big Red, and stepping in is the third baseman, Brent Henderson, who grounded out to short and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. So we'll call time.
Batting number 30, Brent Henderson.
So Littman a little bit concerned there about Del Rosso at second, taking a couple long looks at him, and Henderson figured he would take some time. Another great block by Spencer behind the plate there as that off-speed pitch is in the dirt. 1-0. So it seems like Littman may be tiring a little bit here as he's gotten behind a couple hitters. And looking to get out of this inning. Only allowing 3. That pitch is high. 2-0 now to the third baseman, Henderson. Be a bit interested to see what the Lords will do in that 4 spot with O'Leary coming out of the game, if they'll continue to let the pitcher hit or not. There is no action on the bullpen, so I don't think they will be replacing him. Henderson will take a healthy cut at that and make it 2-1. He took a healthy cut at that Lippman fastball on the outside corner. 2-1. Another healthy cut on the Lippman fastball. The count is now 2-2. So we got a runner on second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Del Rosso currently at second base.
Wouldn't be surprised if Lippman try to get him going a little high here, strike him out.
He's like that high fastball all day, and he got Henderson on it earlier. Let's see if we can get him again as Henderson will foul that pitch off near the Kenyan dugout. 2-2.
Del Rosso just taking a healthy 5 to 6 step lead back there, making the pitcher really keep looking back at him and second guessing himself.
And Del Rosso knows that if he can, this ball is put in play, he's going to be going. So wants to make sure he gets a nice little lead there, as now the count will go to full 3-2.
Lippman trying to paint that outside corner. The home plate umpire just said, not today.
Just missed it. As the payoff pitch coming from Lippman to Henderson. Runner will go. He will be in there at third with no throw. That'll be ball 4 to Henderson. And now stepping in is the shortstop, Alex Gal. So
Looks like there may be a pitching change here coming for the Big Red.
as it seems like Lippman's day will be done, his stat line is 3 2/3, allowing 5 runs, 4 of which being earned, and with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. As the new pitcher comes in to warm up, we'll take a quick break and be right back. And coming in to relieve the freshman Lippman to face the shortstop Alex Gow will be Henry Hack, the freshman from Evansville in Illinois. So the freshman coming in to relieve the freshman will inherit 2 runners and looking to get out of this jam for the Big Red. Hack will, that ball will be ripped by Gow into left field for an RBI. So add an earned run to Lippman as Del Rosso was his from the double. And now we have runners at first and second. And staying in the game O'Leary will now be doing the designated hitting, so it seems that injury will only be a throwing injury and he'll still be able to hit.
This is Hack's 12th appearance on the season. 16 innings pitched with 12 strikeouts.
Has a little bit of a quirky delivery. That ball will be outside. Spencer will keep it in front of him enough to make Henderson think about going, but Henderson will not go and try and move up. So the count is 1-0 to Hack. Hack does have a bit of a quirky delivery, but can be effective out of a reliever. So both teams going to their bullpens early. So the Lords had to go to theirs in the bottom of the third, and the Big Red going to theirs in the top of the fourth.
O'Leary looking to stay hot for the Kenyon Lords.
The Lords bench is really getting excited here as they've cut this lead down to 1.
O'Leary's now stepped out twice, trying to play with Hack's head a little bit.
That ball will be grounded to Lon. Lon will juggle it a little bit and flip it to Ruggieri for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Big Red escape this top of the 4th, but not unscathed after allowing 4 runs. So it's a good thing they scored 4 in the bottom of the 3rd, because they gave those 4 right back in the top of that 4th inning. The Big Red are leading the Kenyon Lords 7-6. Don't go anywhere.
Now batting, number 26.
Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. As the Big Red sent 9 to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd, and had 4 runs, and the Kenyon Lords thought it'd be a great idea to match that. So in the top of the 4th, they had 4 runs and sent 9 men to the plate. And stepping in the bottom of this 4th is Will Krushena. Take that pitch for ball 1. So Krushena on the day had a double in the 1st and a home run in the 3rd, which started that 4-run rally in the 3rd with that solo home run. So he's now up 2-0. This will be his first plate appearance against Rivera. See if he has any better luck than O'Leary. So he thought about it for a second, but it seemed a little too high for him as the count is now 2-1. So Krushena looking to stay hot here. As Ferran will step off and get the signs again from the catcher Rabanowitz. Krushena will put that ball into right, and Del Rosso will get under it to make the play for out number 1. So that is an F9 for Krushena, and it is pretty rare to see him get out. But in that at bat, he has done so, and stepping in is Brian Mcauliffe.
Nice play there from the right fielder, and Del Rosso just having to run to his right a little bit to track that one down, but does so successfully.
Mcauliffe in his first 2 plate appearances has a single and a walk. So on base 2 consecutive times and is 1 for 1 on the day. Looking to keep that alive. So that pitch will miss low, 1-0. That ball's fouled off into the netting. Still working with Mikie here to help him remember that there is netting here. He doesn't have to worry about it as he's flinched again.
Flinch count 2.
See if we can keep that minimal for the rest of the game. This count is now 1-1. That pitch will miss high and outside. 2-1.
What a pretty pitch there from Ferran trying to get that outside corner.
Seemed like he might have the outside corner, but it might have been a little bit too high for this home plate umpire who doesn't love to give those high strikes. Never want to get behind in the count to Mcauliffe, but Ferran will challenge him a bit. Mcauliffe will foul that one off and make it 2-2. So the count even here with 1 down in the bottom of this 4th. They got our 4, 5, and 6 hitters up. Mcauliffe, the 5 hitter up now, will foul that one down the left field line. Leave the count at 2-2. Mcauliffe, the junior third baseman from New York, looking to get on here for the second time today as that off-speed pitch will be high and outside. Looked like he released that a little bit too early. His count will go to full. So Mcauliffe could get his second walk of the day here. Ferran will wind and deal. And he will, as that pitch will be high and outside. So Mcauliffe on base for the 3rd time today. And stepping in will be Daniel Spencer, who on the day is 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking in the 1st. And in the 3rd inning was on base with a fielder's choice. He also scored a run and stole a base. Spencer looking to get on base once again with Mcauliffe on first. So that pitch will be on the outside corner from Ferran. 0-1. So Spencer, his first 2 plate appearances, was down 0-2. To avoid something similar here. Down 0-1 to Ferran. Mcauliffe on first. Ferran will check on Mcauliffe there. As the Kenyan bench will tell him that was an excellent throw over, but Mcauliffe is back safely.
quick move by there for Zera. Good attempt.
That ball be grounded in that big hole between the second base or the shortstop and third baseman. So Spencer gets his first hit of the day. And first and second now, center fielder Ferran.
Always good to see 2 runners on, no matter who you are, no matter what team you are.
That's right. And Ferran stepping in now is 1 for 1 with a stolen base in the first, and to go along with that single in the first, he had a walk in the third inning and scored a run. So looking to get some of those RBIs that have been aplenty in this game. Nice pitch by Rivera on the outside corner to make it 0-1. So Rivera has certainly gotten ahead of these big red hitters whenever he's gotten the chance. He's gotten ahead of all 4 hitters that he's faced against Big Red here. That was a nice off-speed pitch, had Ferran out in front to make the count 0-2. So in the second game of this doubleheader, runs have been aplenty, 13 already. We're not even through the fourth. Ferran will spoil that 0-2 pitch, as that was a great pitch by Rivera on the outside portion of the plate. Ferran able to spoil it and get it out of play just over the Big Red dugout. The count will stay at 0-2. So chase that off-speed pitch in the dirt for strike number 3. So Ferran goes down on the strikeout from Rivera, and stepping in is Carson Wood.
Number 23, Carson Wood.
Carson Wood had a single in the third inning that led to loading the bases for the Big Red, and flew out to center in the first. So Rivera finally falling behind a hitter here. Deliver that first pitch, 1 and out.
Wood also scored on that pass ball back in the second inning.
Which might eventually prove crucial. This one-run league the Big Red are clinging to. That pitch on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. So Wood looking to extend this Big Red lead as he'll foul that down the first base line off the handle of the bat. I'm sure that one did not feel great for Wood. This count will move to 1-2. So Mcauliffe on second and Spencer on first. Wood looking to pick up Mcauliffe from second here. Count 1-2. That is a great off-speed pitch by Rivera that'll get Wood swinging. So the Big Red are held to no runs here as they still hold a 7-6 lead. You're watching the Dennison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Dennison Sports Network. As stepping in to face Hack as he will stay in the game, Matt Contreras. It's that off-speed pitch, a great pitch by Hack. Contreras way out in front for strike number 1. Another great off-speed pitch. Contreras looks like he's not sure what to anticipate out of Hack, as he did not show much of that in the inning he pitched before. So again, another off-speed pitch. Contreras will tag it in between short and third for a base knock. So that's exactly how it started for the Lords last inning. Contreras single. And stepping in is Rabinowitz.
Those were 3 pretty off-speed pitches there by Hack. Contreras just somehow gets the bat around that third one and connects with it for a base hit.
Yeah, these Kenyan hitters are certainly no slouches. If you throw them the same pitch 3 times in a row in a similar area, they're probably going to catch up to one of them. So Rabinowitz will ground that to Ruggieri. Ruggieri will flip to Lon for 1 on to first base. And Rabinowitz will beat that throw as Krushena was not able to hold on. But I don't think it would have mattered, as Rabinowitz, the soft ground ball to Ruggieri. Ruggieri had a little bit of trouble getting it out of the glove. So only 1 out, and stepping in is Trenton DiFilippo with Rabinowitz on first. That off-speed pitch is in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. It's probably a good trade for the Big Red, as the speedy Contreras is off the base pass, and the catcher Rabinowitz will replace him. That fastball is low. 1-1. DiFilippo flew out to the second baseman and walked, as Hack will check on Rabinowitz over at first. The count is still 1-1 with 1 down here at the top of this 5th. Another great off-speed pitch from Hack.
Hack just continuing to throw these off-speed pitches in the perfect spots. Kenyan hitters just don't want to bite on any of them.
DiFilippo thought that ball might be coming for him, and ended up taking a hard dive into that inside corner, as that ball will get down the right field line just over the reach of Krushena. So DiFilippo will try and get in there at second and will be gunned down by Robinson. An absolute laser from Robinson to Lon. And DiFilippo thought he was into second base, standing with the double, and Robinson had other ideas. So the classic 9-6 put out. And there's 2 down. So the base hit for DiFilippo, and he'll be retired, trying to advance. However, Rabinowitz will get around to third base, be in scoring position for Sturgeon.
DiFilippo just thought he was going to get in there cleanly. Didn't think that absolute cannon from Ty Robinson was going to come in and somehow get to Max Lon at second, but it does, and that's a tough outing.
First pitch to Sturgeon is a ball, 1-0. Hack drops another off-speed pitch in there, 1-1. And Robinson showcased that arm a little bit earlier as the
one hop
to the third baseman, and I was a little bit shocked to see DiFilippo trying to advance there, but I thought he was in there cleanly as well. But Sturgeon will ground that ball to Lon, and it'll kick up and get into left field a bit. Lon will go out and play it. So it seems like that infield
a little choppy.
Definitely a little choppy, as we had the error on Ruggieri earlier and now an error on Lon. That'll tie the game 7-7, so not exactly how the Lords thought they would manufacture that run. But game's tied 7-7 either way. So that's the second Big Red error of the game. Sturgeon will tag that ball into the left center field gap. Ferran will get it and get it in quickly. And that runner will try and score and be in there safely. So just like that, Sturgeon comes on all the way around from first on the Del Rosso double.
Kenyon Lords are definitely ecstatic in that dugout right now, taking the lead here on Dennison, especially at home against Dennison. That's huge.
Score's now 8-7. That's Del Rosso's second double of the day. to go along with that single he had. So he's 3 for 3.
Seems like they're used to seeing some off-speed pitches and some breaking balls, maybe in their BP or somewhere else, but obviously they're getting used to them.
Seems like they were definitely well prepared for this. So I'll turn around and throw. Check on the runner Del Rosso. So that Robinson put out is definitely looking a lot larger now. So there's 2 outs here.
I'm always surprised when they throw it back to second. That's such a dangerous throw, especially in the situation he's in. If that ball gets by, that could be a potential run.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky play, but as you said, it's usually not expected. So sometimes you can catch that runner napping at second. If you can catch a runner stealing out with a runner in scoring position, it's definitely big.
Absolutely.
Hacks up. 0-1. And pitch will miss. So in the top of this 5th inning, the Lords of Kenyon have gotten 2. And Ryan Page looking to add on to that as he's currently 0 for 3. But Del Rosso's out there at second for him, if he can get a hold of one. As that ball will be lofted into right center field, exactly what you want if you're the Kenyon Lords, and another run will come in to score. So Page with the RBI single will make the game 9-7. So there is now some action in the Big Red bullpen.
That's exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter there. Squeak in that run, get a nice 2-run lead cushion.
It looks as if we may have a pitching change here. So Hackstay will be done. 1 inning pitched. He allowed 3 runs, none of them being earned. So with the Kenyon Lords leading 9-7, we'll have a pitching change, and we will be right back. And welcome back. So coming in to relieve Hack will be Jack Arnstein.
Arnstein, the sophomore, has pitched 9 2/3 innings with 10 strikeouts on 9 appearances.
Runner will go. Henderson will run that ball. Mcauliffe will cut it off and throw to first. So 1 pitch is all he needs, and he'll get out of the inning. So after the top of the 5th, the Big Red trail the Lords 9-7. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. We do have a pitching change for the Kenyon Lords. It'll be number 20, Brad Clegg, the junior from Ann Arbor, Michigan. So looking to preserve this 9-7 lead. And stepping in is Anthony Ruggieri. Ruggieri will square to bunt. Clegg pitch will miss high.
This is Brad Clegg's 7th appearance. Has pitched 6 2/3 innings with 3 strikeouts and an ERA of 6.75.
That ball is fouled off over the press box here. Make the count 1-1.
Thought we were going to get one on top of us. I was excited.
But you didn't flinch, so
I didn't flinch.
we'll keep the flinch count at 2. Ruggieri will foul that one off. Make it 1-2. So Kenyon struck for 4 runs in the top of the 4th and then strikes for 3 more in the top of the 5th. The Big Red looking to claw their way back here, 9-7 in the bottom of this 5th. And that Clegg pitch will miss 2-2.
Ruggieri's last at bat was a strikeout swinging.
Couple that with a single for 1-2 on the day. That ball will be fouled off. Seemed like it might have gotten a little bit of the catcher Rabanowitz. Seems like everybody's all right.
Seems like it jammed up Ruggieri a little bit.
He's able to fight it off and see another pitch. See if he can take advantage of it. That off-speed pitch will be a bit high. 3-2. So Ruggieri choking up on the bat, looking to get the ball in play. And start a big red rally. So foul another pitch off. He's doing a great job here working the new pitcher Clegg. It seems like the Lords are going to expect some innings here out of Clegg. Pitch will miss outside.
Unbelievable at bat.
That's exactly what you want if you're the Big Red. Ruggieri on for Max Lawn.
Now batting, number 11, Max Lawn.
So Max Lawn 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles, 2 stolen bases. Couple that with a flyout. It's Ruggieri at first. And Clegg administered the walk. And that ball got a little bit of lawn. And that's the best case scenario if you're the hitter, is it did not get him fully, but got just enough to put him on.
Got a little bit of the jersey, and the home plate umpire said you could mark your way down to first.
I'm sure no hitter. Well, actually, Lawn might be a little bit upset about that with how hot he's hitting. But the Big Red won't be upset about it.
I don't know. I feel like every hitter likes to, get a free base attempt.
It's true. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So Clegg only throwing 9 pitches, facing 2 hitters, and will be unable to get an out. So walk and a hit by pitch, and Clegg's day is done. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Dennison Sports Network, and after the hit by pitch and walk, Clegg's day is done, and relieving him will be number 41, Charlie Bailey, the junior from Evanston, Illinois.
Charlie Bailey appeared in the first game, pitched 1 1/3 inning, but gave up no runs as he's put into a tough situation with runners on first and second.
So inherit those first 2 runners. That pitch will be up to Payne. He'll inherit those 2 runners from Clegg, in the form of Ruggieri and Lawn. So Big Red looking to capitalize here. Down 2 runs. The go-ahead run at the plate. So that pitch will be in there for strike number 1. So that right there is Bailey's first strike thrown of this appearance in Game 2. Looking to get a lot more of those. Payne will ground that to the second baseman. We'll go 4-6, but will not get the 3 portion of it. Payne will beat that throw, and the first baseman, DeFilippo, not exactly able to corral that, but able to keep it in front of him. So Payne on with the fielder's choice. Lawn is off the base pass. And stepping in, it's the right fielder, Ty Robinson, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single, a fly out to right, and a strikeout. So looking for a base knock or to get something in play at least to get that run across and cut that Lord lead in half, as Bailey's first pitch is a ball low 1-0.
Trying to get that tying run on first around the base pass. Really any hit would be sufficient to the Big Red.
That pitch will be in there on the inside corner. And Robinson, though he's a formidable opponent, is probably the guy you want to be facing right now, especially with Krushena on deck. So check the runner at first. Count will stay 1-1. So the last thing you want to do is give Will Krushena a chance to come up here with the bases loaded. That ball will be outside 2-1.
Especially with a home run under his belt already.
Home run and a double. So.
And a double. It's hot.
Robinson, though, still no easy out. Just as you said, Krushena is absolutely burning fire right now. So Bailey will check the runner once more as Payne. Payne back in there safely. So the Lords have a 9-7 lead. Payne represents the tying run at first base. And Robinson will foul that off over protective netting here and over the press box, and is now 2-2. So Robinson looking to avoid his second strikeout of the day. Bailey's hoping he can get him to do so. And we'll go. And that will be the second hit by pitch of the inning, as if you're the Big Red, this is exactly, you couldn't ask for a better situation. Stepping in is Will Krushena with loaded bases.
The bases loaded. Krushena has 6 at-bats, 3 hits, batting .500. Looking to pad those stats a little bit and pad those RBIs especially.
Krushena's been hitting the ball hard all day. That first pitch from Bailey will be high, 1-0. So Krushena's first 3 at-bats, as we said a little bit earlier, he had a double, he had that home run in the third, and he also had a fly out to right. Any of those 3 would do right now to push across a run for the Big Red. So foul that one off.
One thing you don't want to do, though, is Krushena swing for the fences, as we've seen a few guys strike out trying to swing as hard as they can to hit that ball as far as they can and to not turn out how they wanted.
Counts 1-1. Krushena seems, for the most part of this season, has done a really good job of playing within himself and kind of letting the bat do the work. It's 2-1. He's done a good job getting into hitters' counts as he is right now. And he's really been effective all season, having a hit in every single game. So that pitch is on the outside corner to move the count to 2-2 with 1 down here.
Bailey painting that outside corner, leaving Krushena in the dust.
Now Krushena thought about it for a moment and realized he had decided much too late. Krushena will just get a piece of that and foul it off. So they've got another piece of Urbanowicz, so the home plate umpire will personally deliver the ball back to Bailey to give Urbanowicz a moment to collect himself.
That's how you know you're in with the umpire.
That's right.
If he ever personally brings a ball out to you, he likes you.
That's right. Especially if you pitch in Game 1, maybe you establish that relationship and is now going to use that relationship here in Game 2. The count is now 2-2. Trying to stay alive there. Now looking to take advantage. So he'll ground that down the third base line and will go just foul.
Krushena staying alive, trying to do whatever he can to stay in this count.
On deck is Mcauliffe. Krushena looking to do the damage himself. This 2-2 count with 1 out.
2 dangerous hitters, especially for the Big Red.
Krushena will put that over the right fielder's head. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. The third one's being waved around. Krushena will be in there with a triple. So 3 RBIs for Krushena on 1 swing of the bat. And don't look now, ladies and gentlemen, but Will Krushena, in the bottom of this 5th inning, has 3 legs of the cycle, with the easiest one left to go, the single. But the way Krushena's been hitting, I'm not sure if he's even capable of hitting a single.
It's Krushena's first triple of the year coming into today. And that's what they needed.
That's exactly what they needed. And the Big Red will take the lead back 10-9. The Lord infield will come in as it's now a 10-9 game with 1 out. And Mcauliffe stepping in. Mcauliffe will rip that into right, make the play, throw it in, but that'll be far deep enough, and Krushena will come in.
Just like that, they clear the bases.
So a sac fly to Mcauliffe, a nice play by Del Rosso, but Krushena a bit too quick. I don't know if it's the offensive lineman coming out on me, but I would probably need an oxygen tank after that. After what Krushena just did, he had that beautiful triple, and then 2 pitches later, coming in to score on that sac fly. Now stepping in is the freshman Daniel Spencer. As he said, the Big Red clear the bases, and now lead this game again, 11-9. Spencer will foul that one off. Count 1-1. Spencer, in his first 3 plate appearances, struck out, fielder's choice, and had a single. That pitch will be on the outside portion of the plate and will catch Spencer reaching as the count goes to 1-2. Nice pitch by Bailey, trying to see if the home plate umpire would extend that outside portion of the plate, and he would not, to make the count 2-2. Spencer will tag that ball into center field. Page under it will make the play. So the Big Red strike for 4 more and are now leading the Lords 11-9. We're watching an exciting one. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network after that exciting bottom of the 5th inning. This game has been back and forth all evening, as it is the Big Red leading the Lords 11-9. Arnstein is staying in the game to pitch. So he will deliver this first off-speed pitch outside. He only threw 1 pitch in the in the top half of that 5th inning. It was exactly what you needed to get out of that inning. That ball will be lofted right to Ruggieri for out number 1. So something we haven't seen a ton of, somebody getting out to start an inning. But
Now batting, number 5,
Patrick O'Leary now stepping in to face Arnstein. Arnstein's off-speed pitch will be outside 1-0. So Arnstein looking to get ahead of these hitters here, especially the white-hot O'Leary. That ball will be ripped right back up the middle on cue for O'Leary. For his first base hit of the day, he was on earlier. In the second, that error from Ruggieri, but either way, O'Leary's on.
Good piece of hitting there from O'Leary. Just nice little shot up the middle to get a runner on first here. Kenyon Lords try to cut this lead to 1.
Great off-speed pitch by Arnstein.
Absolute beauty of a pitch. Thought that was going to hit him, and then it broke inside.
And Contreras wanted nothing to do with it. So O'Leary at first, Contreras tying run at the plate right now, top of the 6th inning. Contreras will foul that one off and make it 0-2. It's always nice to see those little kids running around, going to chase those foul balls. It saves a lot of people some time, and it probably hopefully gets them to bed earlier. Running
Absolutely.
around. Save the parents some trouble.
I know I loved doing that when I was little.
Same here. Count moves to 1-2. See, Ornstein off-speed pitch will break a bit too far outside.
But then I got upset because I had to give the ball back. I would go and frame it in my room if I got to keep it.
I didn't even get an autograph by the team after the game. That Contreras pitch will be, and that Contreras will swing and loft that out to Robinson for out number 2. So that'll be an F9. And stepping in will be the catcher, Rabinowitz. So Rabinowitz has been on base 3 times today. 2 singles and a fielder's choice. And looking to do some more of the same here. So that RNC pitch, off-speed pitch is high, 1-0. Seems like the Big Red have been throwing a lot of off-speed pitches. All 3 of the pitchers have been throwing off-speed pitches early and often in the count. So Rabinowitz pitch will be lofted out to Ruggieri for out number 3. So a quick half inning as Arnstein will see 4 Lord hitters and 3 flyouts and a single. So the Big Red continue to lead the Kenyon Lords 11-9. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network as we will have a 5th pitcher for the Kenyon Lords. It seems like they're exhausting that bullpen to try and squeak out this victory. As we're only in the bottom of the 6th inning. Coming into pitch will be number 40, Will Allen, the junior from Nashville, Tennessee, and he will face the freshman Cam Ferran. The first pitch is in there. Make the count 0-1.
This is Will Allen's 7th appearance on the season. He's pitched 19 1/3 with 15 strikeouts, 7 walks, and an ERA of 6.52.
Count moving to 1-1. So the Big Red have due up 7, 8, 9 here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Ferran will square to bunt and will miss to make the count 1-2. So Ferran looking to get on here and add some insurance. The new pitcher Allen looking to lower that ERA a bit and get a couple outs here for the Lords. Ferran will tag that ball to the second baseman who will throw on to first. So Contreras at DeFilippo for out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Good play there by Contreras. Got the short hop. Played it cleanly and got the first out of the inning. Exactly what you want.
Stepping in will be the left fielder Carson Wood, who has flown out to center, had a single, and struck out. So Wood looking to make that a 2-for-4 instead of a 1-for-4 day. She's 1-for-3 right now. Count moves to 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. Rabinowitz has taken a beating back there with those fastballs in the dirt. His count will move to 1-1. So Wood, the freshman, looking to get on base and spark a Big Red attack here. His count is 1-2. So Allen looking to be efficient out of the bullpen here. So we'll miss that high and outside. Wood will hold back. And the count will move to 2-2. Wood will call time to compose himself and will step back in and await the 2-2 pitch from Allen. Wood will swing and miss for strike number 3, his second strikeout of the day. And stepping in is Anthony Ruggieri, the second baseman, who has singled, struck out, and walked and scored a run so far today, so 1 for 2. Ruggieri looking to get on and spark a 2-out rally as he will swing at that first Allen pitch and make the count 0-1. So there is some activity in the Big Red bullpen. Not much in the Kenyan bullpen. I'm not sure if they have any pitchers left after Allen being their 5th one, especially in the doubleheader. The count moves to 1-1.
Using all the arms they can against this red-hot Dennison Big Red team on a 15-game win streak currently.
Also came in ranked number 8 in the Division III baseball rankings. Be a big win for the Kenyon Lords if they could get it. Big Red looking to sweep this doubleheader. The count will move to 1-2. So
Kenyon definitely not a team to overlook, as we saw in that first game. Dennison just came out on top, but it was due to a nice piece of hitting there by Mcauliffe.
So that Allen pitch will be on the inside corner and strike out Ruggieri looking. So in the bottom of the 6th, the Big Red go in order. And Allen comes in and does good work. So after 6 full, the Big Red lead 11-9. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. While we were gone, we had a little bit of movement here for the Big Red, as entering the game in center field is Nick Pettigrew, entering the game in left field is Vince Walker, and entering the game to pitch is the senior ace, number 14, Danny Brackman. So 3 switches for the Big Red. They're exhausting. Similar to Kenyon, they're exhausting all of their resources to try and get this victory. So Brackman, the starter, will come in this top of the 7th. Count is now 1-1.
This is Brackman's 10th appearance of the season. He's pitched 51 1/3 innings with 47 strikeouts, 11 walks, and currently pitching a 2.98 ERA.
So he's certainly been an inning eater for the Big Red here. And he's certainly been an inning eater for the Big Red, as he's all faced Trenton DeFilippo, the first baseman for the Lords. That ball's popped up. Looked like he might have had room, but that ball will just get over the Kenyon dugout. Foul, 2-2. So DeFilippo looking to get on here, spark a rally. But Brackman with a filthy off-speed pitch will get DeFilippo chasing off the outside corner, what Brackman does so often. And he will get the strikeout there. And stepping in is the left fielder, Will Sturgeon. Sturgeon will look to lay down a bunt. Mcauliffe will glove it, but there will be no throw, as Mcauliffe looks to come up a little bit limp on that back potentially. So Sturgeon will get on with the bunt single. Of course, we hope Mcauliffe's all right, as he's not only is he one of the hottest hitters in this Big Red lineup, he's been doing it all season for them over there at the hot corner. He's walking back to third base, and it seems as if he will stay in the game.
Now batting for Kenyon, number 6, Eric Del Rosso.
And stepping in is the 9-hole hitter, Eric Del Rosso, who's 3 for 3 on the day with 2 doubles and a single. So looking to keep that alive. Looking to potentially bring Sturgeon around if he could get that 3rd double of the day. That ball will be grounded to lawn at short. He will step on second for 1. throw on to Krushena at first for the double play. So Brackman comes into the game, gets a strikeout, and then gets that 6-3 double play. And just like that, the threat is over for the Lords. And after the top of the 7th inning, the Big Red still hold on to that lead 11-9. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. As in the bottom of this 7th, stepping in is Max Lawn to face Allen, who will stay in the game after pitching the 6th. Lawn will square to bunt and get it down. Third baseman will collect and throw on to first. So Henderson to DeFilippo will retire Lawn, trying to get on with that crafty bunt single, but will not.
Kind of threw that bunt down pretty hard to the third baseman there. But just a tough outing there for Lawn, but comes the big shot, Grady Payne.
Payne, the senior, stepping in. And Payne so far today has walked into a fielder's choice. And we are experiencing some rain coming down now. And Payne will take that pitch inside. It might be raining because it's literally never happened that the Blue Jackets have won a playoff series, so that might be the reason. It seems like that rain started as soon as they won. So
I really am honored that it started to rain after they won.
Payne will pop that up, and the left fielder Sturgeon will come on to make the play for out number 2. So after all those runs in the first 5 innings, we haven't seen anything in the 6th or 7th, and stepping in is Ty Robinson looking to do something about that. So Robinson will come in to face Allen. Allen is retired all 5 hitters that he has faced, and will get the fastball past Robinson for strike 1. Robinson will take a healthy cut at that high fastball for strike number 2. So the Big Red looking to add some insurance here. And Allen looking to set down his 6th in a row.
I'll text you this picture.
That fastball will be high once again. Make the count 1-2. So Robinson looking to get on. So that ball will be tagged right back up the middle, and Robinson is on with the single, his 2nd of the day, making him now 2 for 4 with a single, or 2 singles now and a hit by pitch.
Almost got hit by another one on that at bat. Almost took one right in the helmet.
And stepping in is the first baseman, Will Krushena, who is in fact 3 for 4 with in this order, a double, a home run, a fly out to the right fielder, and a triple. So for those of you doing the math at home, that is a single short of the cycle, and he has his opportunity here.
And George just jinxed it. Hopefully not.
I don't think I did, as
There
he
it
will
is.
get it into left field, and Krushena is going to move up into 2nd here on the throwing error, and the run will come in, but that will be a single, and that will be a cycle. So Will Krushena has had an extremely busy day as he sets the school record for longest hit streak, and is now in the 2nd game of this doubleheader 4 for 5 with the cycle.
He might get 6 at bats.
And for those of you counting at home, you may actually think it's a complete cycle because he did get out as well. So 4 for 5, and something that not a lot of baseball players can say they've done. 2 things actually is have a 28-game hit streak and hit for the cycle. So the Big Red extend their lead 12-9. Krushena's out there on second base, and Mcauliffe steps in to hit. Mcauliffe will take that to make it 2-0. So the Robinson single proving costly to Allen. So he's able to, Krushena's able to get him in there. It's that little bit of rain was probably wet enough for the outfield to slow the ball down enough that the deep left fielder was not able to get up and make the play. So that ball will get past Rabanowitz. Count is now 3-0. Krushena is at third. So the count 3-0 to Mcauliffe. Mcauliffe has Krushena at third. That pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Mcauliffe looking to loosen up that back a little bit after he came up, coming to defend that bunt. As Mcauliffe will be on with the walk. So Mcauliffe's third walk of the day to go along with the single and the fly out to right. So he is 1 for 2 on the day in 5 plate appearances, and coming in is Daniel Spencer.
Not a bad idea to keep walking Mcauliffe, in my opinion.
It would probably be a better idea to walk Krushena and Mcauliffe, because that means you wouldn't give up a home run, a double, or a triple,
Or a single.
But
Worn out.
worn out. I guess pick your poison. I mean, 4 for 5. I think you got to like that percentage. So Allen got the first 5 men he saw, and since then has surrendered 2 singles and a walk. So the Big Red threatening here, up 12-9. The bottom of the 7th inning. Spencer will pop that one up.
Might be trouble.
Going back. And that shortstop Gal will make a very nice play. As you said, it looked like it might be trouble in that little Bermuda Triangle, but Gal's able to make the play. So the Big Red get 1 and extend their lead to 12-9 over the Lords. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Well, welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. The top of this 8th inning, Danny Brackman will stay in the game, and he will face the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Lords with a 12-9 cushion. As stepping in is the center fielder Ryan Page, who singled last time up. Swing at that first Brackman pitch for a strike. So Brackman up 0-1, looking to continue to work and keep the Lords off the base paths as he'll get that fastball low and on the outside corner for 0-2. So Brackman working quickly here at the top of this 8th, as the Lords only have 6 outs to play with. Brackman will extend the zone a bit and will miss outside to make the count 1-2. Brackman works quickly from that windup, and he'll continue to do so as he'll throw an off-speed pitch. And Spencer got a bit tied up there as the ball got by, but didn't matter as the count will move to 2-2 because nobody was on base. Brackman looking for the punch out here. He will get Page looking on the outside corner. So Brackman has certainly been effective since coming into the game. He struck out Trenton DeFilippo. Sturgeon did hit a single off him, but then he was able to get Eric Del Rosso to ground into that 6-3 double play, and then struck out Page looking. See if Brent Henderson can fare any better against Brackman. So that is a beautiful off-speed pitch that Henderson had no shot at. Another pitch outside, 1-1. So the Big Red now have cut the Lords down to 5 outs to work with as they look for their 16th win in a row. So that ball will be popped up. Nick Pettigrew will be under it and will make the catch. So Pettigrew inserted into the field last inning. And the ball found him. That fly out to center.
Number 9, Alex Gow.
And stepping in is the shortstop Alex Gow, who made that nice play to end the bottom of the 7th threat the Big Red had.
Kenyon's 1, 2, and 3 hitters are hitting 2 for 13 in this second game today, and that's something that the head coach probably doesn't like to see, but hopefully Alex Gow can pick it up here.
Certainly, as he'll get down 0-1. I think it would be a bit surprising if somebody told you you're going to score 9 runs against the Big Red and have that kind of production out of your 1, 2, and 3 hitters. However, they've been able to manufacture some runs. They would certainly like if the top of their lineup could pick up the pace a bit. So the count is 1-1 to Gow. Brackman delivers a nice off-speed pitch. It just breaks outside, 2-1. So Big Red holding on to that 3-run lead. Gow will foul that off into the Big Red dugout, make it 2-2. So Brackman looking for the punch out here, and to facing his 6th hitter, looking to keep it that way. So I'll say Gow went. That'll be a strikeout swinging. So the Lords go in order with 2 strikeouts. The Big Red continue to lead the Lords 12-9. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. As the Kenyon Lords are bringing in their 6th pitcher, as coming in to pitch for the Lords will be the junior Nathan Chandler from New York, New York. And stepping in to face him will be, making his first plate appearance of the day, will be Vince Walker, who entered the game as a defensive substitution. First pitch will be outside, 1-0 from Chandler.
This is Chandler's 10th appearance with 19 2/3 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, 10 walks, ERA of 6.86.
So that pitch will be popped up. The catcher will go over and try and make a play. Urbanowicz will not be able to make it. That's always a tough play, trying to make a play on the run as a catcher. Urbanowicz not able to track it down. So the count will move to 1-1 on Walker. So in the bottom of this 8th inning, Big Red leading 12-9 in this back and forth game. The way this game's gone, you'll certainly want some insurance going into the top half of that 9th. There is some action out there in the bullpen, as I would imagine, but I'm not exactly sure that it would be Mikie Rivera getting warmed up to come in for the save. Walker will go down swinging. He took a healthy cut at that, but came up empty.
Now batting, number 9, Nick Pettigrew.
And stepping in, making his first plate appearance of the evening portion of this doubleheader, is the center fielder, Nick Pettigrew. Pettigrew will square to bunt and will pull back. Count will be 1-0.
Pettigrew coming into today has 20 hits on 68 at bats, batting a .294 on the year.
So he'll take that pitch for a strike. So Pettigrew, the senior from Chicago, Illinois, looking to improve that average, get it a little bit closer to 300. It's a great off-speed pitch, had a lot of movement running away from the right-handed Pettigrew. Was able to get a strike on the outside corner and make the count 1-2. Chandler will step off and get the signs once more from the catcher Urbanowitz.
And if Pettigrew gets on base, he is a base stealer, 5 of 5 on the year coming into today.
Certainly a threat. You always like your center fielder to be quick, and it's always good when he can be elusive on the base pass. And Pettigrew certainly demonstrated that, as the count is now 2-2. Pettigrew will come up swinging on that. Similar fate of Walker. So Chandler enters the game and gets 2 strikeouts.
It's not a horrible stat line.
So Ruggieri coming in to hit. And as you said, whenever you were citing Chandler's stats on the year, it seems like he had a lot of strikeouts. So not surprised to see the first 2 Big Red hitters here go down via the strikeout. That first pitch will be on the outside corner to Ruggieri to make it 0-1. So no sign of slowing down from Chandler here in the bottom of this 8th inning. Another really good pitch that just missed from Chandler to make the count 1-1. Seems like he's really hitting his spots wherever the catcher sets up. He can kind of hit it. So it's good to have that weapon out of the bullpen for the Lords. Ruggieri will foul that one off and make the count 1-2. So Ruggieri looking to try and avoid having a similar fate as Walker and Pettigrew, who struck out swinging. Ruggieri has struck out twice today, both looking and swinging. So Ruggieri will step back in, 1-2. Chandler will miss outside and make it 2-2.
Both Kenyon and Dennison are tied at 13 hits apiece. Dennison obviously able to get in 12, while Kenyon able to get in 9.
It's extremely efficient having 12 runs on 13 hits. That ball's popped into foul territory, and a really nice play by Henderson to go over there and retire Ruggieri. So after 8 full, the Big Red lead 12-9, and the Lords only have 3 outs to play with in the top of this 9th inning. You're watching the Denison Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have an exciting finish. Well, welcome back to the Denison Sports Network for this top of the 9th inning. The Big Red are leading the Kenyon Lords in the second half of this doubleheader 12-9. And currently entering the game and looking for the save is the senior Mikie Rivera. So Brackman came in and got his 6 outs that he needed in the 7th and 8th to set up for Rivera to come in and get the save, and he'll face Patrick O'Leary, which if you're the Lords, that's exactly who you want up to hit, as he's been red hot as of this season, entering the day, the .419 average. Rivera will get up on him 0-1. And is now up 0-2. Toying with O'Leary a bit with that double leg kick, trying to keep him off balance. Certainly big in Rivera's game, and he utilizes it well.
Rivera trying to pick up his 2nd save of the day, as he was successful in the first game.
That pitch will be just outside. It's always good to see the relief pitcher come in and throw strikes. That's what Rivera's doing. That's a ball low, 2-2. I don't know about you, Mikey, but if I did that double leg kick, I think I would fall on my butt and look like a big dummy.
Yeah, that's a tough. I might hit the triple, but.
And Rivera with the filthy slider will set down O'Leary. 2 outs left for the Lords to play with.
pulled the submarine out of his bag.
Not everybody's quite as athletic as you that can do the triple leg kick. but
Triple leg kick.
Stepping in is Matt Contreras, the second baseman. So the bottom half of this order is where most of the offenses come for the Lords. As that ball is tagged up the middle, Pettigrew under it, and will make the play for out number 2.
I don't know if it's you, but it might just be the dark sky that it seems like these balls don't go as far as that I seen. Like I thought that ball was going to be well short of the center fielder, and it literally just went right to him.
Yeah, it seemed like for a moment that ball was just going to
I
drop.
think it's because of the sky.
I think it's probably because of the sky as well, especially
Then when Mcauliffe hits it, he just, we know it's hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah, Mcauliffe just mashes. So that first pitch will
We'll
get Rabanowitz on the first pitch. So
got him on the sleeve.
that's about it seems like that's the third time that we've seen that this evening of a hitter getting hit by a pitch just barely, and we're going to have a pinch runner here as it'll be number 1, the freshman from Litchfield, Connecticut, and it'll be Josh Gilmart. I'm sorry. That pitch to Trenton DeFilippo. Be in for a strike. So 1 out left to play with, and the tying run is stranded on the on-deck circle currently for the Lords. Rivera looking to keep it right there. That ball will be grounded to Mcauliffe, who will pick up and throw across the diamond, and will get DeFilippo to end the game. So a 5-3 put out, and that'll end it here as the Big Red get the clean sweep. So an eventful evening as Will Krushena breaks the hit streak school record and also hits for the cycle this evening, as the Big Red will win this one 12-9 and improve to 26-2, make that a 16-game winning streak, and be 10-0 in NCAC play. The Big Red had 12 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors, and the Lords of Kenyon had 9 runs on 13 hits and no errors. We thank you for tuning in with us this evening. It's been a long day of baseball, but 2 victories for the Big Red. Signing off is George Carson and Mikie Flanagan. We thank you for choosing the Denison Sports Network. Thank you and have a great night.